Yeah, so breaking news. In what is being described as the most daring counterattacks in recent history, the Biafra Defense Force has launched a devastating strike on the major zoo army barracks in Anambra. All right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform where they give una back-to-back updates. Always here to let people know on how things they be, on how things they share. All right, without further wasting of time, without going into details briefly, this is what it is. Okay, Anambra, the battlefield is shifting in what is being described as one of the most counter attacks, most of the daring counter attacks in history. The Biafra Defense Force has launched a devastating strike on a major Nigerian army barracks in Anambra, reducing the facility to rubble. This move comes just hours after a reported military crackdown in Nnewi, where zoo forces allegedly stormed civilian areas in an aggressive operation. Let me change the tone, or let me restate, or talk about it again. In where they had where zoo forces allegedly stormed Biafra areas in an aggressive operation to eliminate Biafra civilians. My people, that is what happened. Nothing more, nothing less. And that is why this counterattack is happening right now. All right, today full-time news. Eyewitnesses in Anambra reported hearing heavy explosions last night, followed by intense gunfire near the military base. By dawn, the once heavily fortified barracks was in ruins. Yes, with thick smoke rising into the sky, the BDF, in a statement released early this morning, claimed the responsibility for the attack. Of course, calling it a direct response to the unprovoked aggression of the Zoo army in the enough is enough. The Zoo army thought they could invade our land and kill our people without consequences. This is just the beginning. Actually, this is one of the beginnings these people think, or I don't know how many times we would have to make it known to them that they have no authority, they have no right to come into Biafra land to do whatever it is they think they deem fit and walk out without getting or seeing, feeling a consequence of whatever it is that is going to happen after whatever action they've taken. According to initial reports, several military vehicles were destroyed, of course, they razed down. The unknown number of zoo soldiers were seriously wounded. This attack has sent shockwaves across the country, with security forces scrambling to assess the full extent of damage. My people, they would never want to accept fully that this was a full-time takedown. I believe one way or another, it is something that they would want to hide or not want to let everybody know, because of course this weakens their defenses. Okay, the BDS retaliatory strike follows a brutal military operation that took place in Nnewi. Now they are talking about what actually happened that led to this attack. Where sources say zoo forces are carried out mass arrests and burnt homes and clashed with pro-Biafra supporters. Of course, they call anybody pro-Biafra supporter. So far as you are Igbo, they would say anything. Witnesses claim soldiers moved to house, searching for individuals suspected of having ties with the separatist movement. A local resident speaking anonymously described the horror. They said they came in at night and they made a whole lot of noise. Many people ran, of course, to the bushes. Though the zoo military has yet to release an official statement, as it is always with them, sources suggest the operation in Nnewi was part of an intensified effort to crush Biafra's growing resistance. However, this latest counterattack by the BDF signals that the fight is far from over. One thing I would always want to say whenever they try to talk about crushing Biafra's growing resistance is this one thing: you can kill people, but you can't kill a mindset. You can kill an idea. you think you have killed a particular set of people. You think that you have demolished or you have marched down on some set of people because of they are the ones carrying the idea at some particular point. But there will always be people that have also grown to want that kind of idea and that are aiming for those kind of things. And so you cannot stop them without causing a whole lot of issues. And that is one thing they have not come to understand, that Biafra at this point, stopping Biafra or the mindset of Biafra is impossible, because you have to kill a whole lot of people. You have to make it known to the whole wide world that this is what you're doing. And step by step, these people are showing themselves. And it will surely come to the extent where they will be put to shame full time. One after the other, it will come to that, my people. Let's just be watching. And so, as news of the barracks discussion spreads and panic has set in across Anambra, my people, this has caused a wealthy amount of issues, and it will keep on causing kasala until they begin to understand how to.
For weeks, protesting. And I know that the government of Enugu State have alleged or have said that these attacks are orchestrated, and they've, accused certain individuals who they say are criminal agitators and failed political elements of plotting this smear campaign against Governor Peter Mba's administration. To assess that claim, especially in the Udi local government, I wonder if that's the same area where Ehamufu is. And also the claim by the Enugu state government that these killings are orchestrated.
Those are the people. Those are actually the people that sent him. I am telling you, you are going to hear something. Those are the people that sent him. They said that they don't want their people to tarnish their names and their government. They don't want people to insult them, to call them names, because they want to continue with their agenda. Ke we turn on the bani to ndị na-akpụ isi n'anị. Ifugo ka enwe ike ịtọnụ ndị be anyị to ndị na-akpụ isi n'anị. Those are the people that sent him. Pay attention, you will see everything. Go that place, I will let you know.
Okay, OG, that Udi is actually quite different from Ehamufu. Ehamufu is located in issues or local government area, while Udi, some of those towns that you mentioned now, are located in Udi local government area. I cannot speak very authoritatively concerning the Udi local government, but I'd like to also maybe use one of the visits we made to the command and control center to speak based because we were taken to the command and control center and we saw the sophisticated nature of the equipment that were there. We were made to understand that those things were the images we saw were being fed by thermal cameras that are AI embedded. Because from there we could see some of the flashpoint areas in Enugu State where we had issues of insecurity from time to time. We could see the vast lands of issues. Honestly speaking, I do not know. The security agencies might be in a better position to answer some of the questions you've raised concerning the activities in Udi. But if from what we observed at the Command and Control Center, I can tell you that there are cameras everywhere. I asked a question that they didn't even answer. I said, how were these cameras actually planted? Are they actually in the satellite? Because the way the images were, I mean, they could zoom to even little objects that people were carrying, passers-by were carrying and moving about. And, I was actually stunned that we had such a command and control center. I must also say that the Enugu state government is doing itself a disservice, by not promoting the kind of equipment they have. One of the questions that I raised,
which is what he has come to promote. Are you getting it? He said that he is surprised that Enugu State is doing a disservice to itself for not promoting the equipment they have, which is what he has been paid to come and promote on television. That is the job he's doing now. Pay attention.
Race that day was, I mean, are the security agencies, those who man the roads, are they aware that we even have such sophisticated equipment that actually captures them? We've had incidences of security agencies harassing innocent citizens on the road, extorting money from them. I mean, from that command and control center, you could see these things clearly. I mean, they would zoom into faces and you could see the faces of the security agents. They clearly identify, and they explain that the amount of information that they generate on a daily basis is also analyzed, and what they do, they also carry out a behavioral analysis. So I want to believe that the security agencies will be in a better position to know whether there have been such crisis in the local government area. Let me also say that we are aware that there are people who actually also deploy misinformation,
Are you getting it now? Let me also use this opportunity to tell those who are asking me to block somebody in the comment section. Don't worry about anybody. You already know that right here we don't block people. We allow them to speak and rant as much as they can. Once you stop, responding to him, he will disappear. Don't worry about anybody. Let him continue ranting on the comment section. He's going to disappear once you stop responding to him or her. Let's continue. Some of them are coming here with Igbo names, but in actual sense, they are Fulani. You don't know. So don't allow them to distract you. Just pay attention. Write your own comment as you like, and pay attention to what we are doing, and let the Fulani with Igbo camouflage name continue their idiocy in the comment section.
In order to gain some political mileage. We have seen in the past where people have also, manipulated issues of insecurity in order to oust someone from government. Let us also take our minds back to the Bring Back Our Girls campaign. When Goodluck Jonathan was the president of the Nigerian nation, we saw how he was eventually ousted out of office. We know that a lot of the campaign was around insecurity. We saw people who were also, magnifying figures, exaggerating events on account of the fact that they wanted to, gain that political position.
Are you getting what this man is doing? He is indirectly campaigning for the local government chairman and Peter Mba that sent him to come and do this. And he claimed to be a journalist who has gone to do an investigative journalism in a Hamufu. Who has gone to do investigation in a Hamufu. That is what he's coming here to claim. To claim as an investigative journalist. He has gone to the investigation in Ehamufu to ascertain the damages, the level of damages in Ehamufu, and he has come here to tell the world that it is all lies, that they are doing it to tarnish the image of the government. Pay attention, while we already have videos and pictorial evidences of what really happened in Ehamufu.
They wanted to make sure that Jonathan did not continue as governor. So if maybe I cannot say authoritatively, I think I mentioned that earlier. So if there are people who are using such stuff, maybe because they intend to dent the image of the state government, I think the security agencies, it is their responsibility to, with all the equipment we saw, with all the facilities we saw, I don't see why such people should not be, such thing cannot be investigated to the point that we will narrow it down to such persons who are carrying such rumors and have them arrested and prosecuted, if that is the case in this case.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Chukwuma. Now, Honorable Obiara Obiago was on another platform.
Chukwudi is my name.
Apologies, Chukwudi, Dr. Chukwudi. And he spoke on the issue in Isuzu local government, right? And local government. And this is what he said. He said the protest pertaining to the women who came out that happened was orchestrated and planned because the women came to his council and told him that some people pushed them into going for this protest. And what they were told was that the cows on the farms belonged to the government and that the reason for the planned protest is because of a ranching project. So he implied that the people believe that the government have an interest. Most women who protested were referring to what happened years ago. They are being misled to believe that the government is the one frustrating them. So basically, he said that the women who even came out to protest in the first place do not even know why they were there. Now, I have to confirm, are you saying that there is no, at this time, there's nothing like any herdsmen killing anyone? That's my first. Are you saying that that is not the case? Then second, you talked about and you admitted that a man was indeed killed and a woman was raped. Juxtaposing that with the sophisticated equipment that you've just spoken about, whatever happened to those two people? Was there any follow-up to the man who was killed? The woman who was raped, I don't know if there's a gravity to how bad the situation is, because I don't know if you meant the fact that she didn't die, but she was only raped means that there was information. There's a part to that story that is true. So I just want you to expatiate on these issues. Is there actually, are you saying there is nothing like this? Because that's really the crux of this conversation. Are you saying there is nothing like any situation right now? One is killed. This sophisticated equipment, are they following up on that? Why was he killed? Where was he killed? Who killed him? The woman who was raped, who raped her? Why was she? That's just what I want you to clarify for me here.
Take a right hand, shake it out.
Now, I want to show you something actually. There's a certain question that was asked to this man, I don't remember who asked that very question, but I'm going to search for it. I'm going to search for that very question because one of the presenters decoded this man and knew that this man was on a mission. And that very question was asked where he exposed himself. I don't know if I can see that very spot here, or I should just let it play till that very, spot where that very question was asked. But I think we have to continue first while I keep on searching for it.
Okay, Kachi, thank you very much for that question. First of all, let me take it from the middle. Who killed Nnamdi Donatus? I was invited, one of the local stations in Enugu here invited me a couple of days ago to speak on this matter. And who killed Donatus? Because even during the radio program, actually called in to say, that the Nnamdi, some people called to say that this young man was actually murdered by Fulani headsmen. And then we also got other calls that said, no, this woman was not murdered by Fulani headsmen. I think there's a dearth in investigative journalism. I want to indict, this is my major constituency, the media. I want to first of all indict the media and say, we're not actually doing the proper job that we should do. I'm in the classroom right now. I know I also worked a little as an investigative journalist. So we need people who will go undercover to issue to actually unravel the truth. Okay, because the mother of...
Why do you need the people again? When you say you have done it, you called yourself an investigative journalist. You said you have done the job. You have gone there to unravel the situation. So why are you indicting any journalist in, again, why you claim to have done the job? Have you seen what you... What is wrong with our people? Hey! Hello, Mello.
One of the narratives we heard was that the mother of Nnamdi Donatus said that those who murdered her son, that she heard them when they were discussing in their local dialect. This was part of the narratives we heard, part of the versions we heard.
You see?
And then we had another person who called him to say, no, he was murdered by Fulani. So we need to, I'm not in a position.
You see? In that same situation, this man is now trying to, to put this very allegation on the villagers. He's returning the allegation on the villagers, indicting the villagers. That's why he said that the mother of that boy said that the people who committed the crime were speaking their local dialect. So this man has gone to the extent of trying to indict the villagers. He went that far to return the allegation on the villagers. Unbelievable. People can be very, very bad and wicked. I never believed this. Hey!
To say exactly what happened. But the truth is that we cannot say for certainty or with certainty at this time that he was murdered by Fulani headsmen. But again, let us also look at the modus operandi of the Fulani headsmen. I think we all know how they come in and they sack entire communities. Are you saying that the Fulani headsmen, this is of course, I'm raising a question and I do not know, it's like a rhetoric question. We should ask ourselves this question. Are you saying that the Fulani headsmen just came into that community because they wanted to kill? What will be their motive for wanting to do that? Was it disturbing them or preventing them from probably feeding their cattle? So we need to raise such questions. We need to determine and this is the responsibility of security agencies, primarily to unravel crimes so that stuff of this nature will not happen in future. I mean, it's about time we began to measure the performance of our security agencies based on the amount of crimes that are able to, solve. We need this thing solved. Okay, now going to the other question, if you could remind me. I think the first one is about, am I saying that there hasn't been any Fulani killings?
Yes, so the first was whether or not, and I think you've just
has there been any
that.
Fulani killings?
Yes, the first was whether or not there's any Fulani
killings. Okay, I can only rely on the narratives of the people we spoke to.
Okay.
I can only rely on the narratives of the people we spoke to. We went to a particular community called Ebo or Abo. I don't know actually how it's pronounced, but at least we interviewed them. One of them said that the government has the capability of preempting some of these crimes and stopping them even before they happen.
All right. Can you clarify for us at whose instance your fact-finding trip?
This is it. This is where I have been waiting for. Let's listen to this.
Clarify for us. All right. Can you clarify for us at whose instance your fact-finding trip to that area was? Were you invited with the other journalists that you embarked on it? Who coordinated it? I'm asking so that we can be better informed about the criticism that has trailed the reluctance of different government agencies to respond in the manner that locals will appreciate and applaud. I like the fact that you mentioned how the local government chairman spoke to you, but preponderance of news in the media is that he hasn't done much and that the locals are not particularly feeling him. So I'm interested in how you were channeled into that area, and then your exact assessment of the intervention from the local government authority and in particular the state government at this point in time. I appreciate the fact that you said that what you met on ground is not as dire as what is being reported, but then the response of government for as little as that you have seen, people are dying, people have been raped allegedly, but then we're saying that, it's not as bad as people are saying.
7 reasons why this.
I want you now to listen very, very attentively, because after here, I will begin to show you the videos from Ehamufu, and after that, we will all, move to the, the protest of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. So I want you to pay very good attention to the response of this very man, the way he trebled, the way he spoke, This very question was what nailed him completely. And I was very, very happy when I watched this very video. I was very, very happy that this very journalist mustered the courage to ask him this question, because they know how to hide questions. They know how to hide, especially when they have gotten their own share. You understand? So I want you to pay attention, because this is where he exposed himself.
All right, your question is in order. A very, very intelligent question. Let me say, we were invited by the local government chairman. The local government.
Did you hear him? This is it. This is it. And he did not know he has exposed himself. That people like us will decode it. Were you supposed to be invited by a local government chairman or by any politician if you claim to be an investigative journalist? Were you supposed to be invited? The moment you are being invited by a politician to come and cover any story in his own, local government or constituent or even a state, then you have compromised. You have automatically compromised, because the only thing you are going to report is going to be a script written by the local government chairman or by the politician and given to you to go and report to the media. And this script is coming with a lot of, a lot of goodies. This very script is definitely 110% sure coming with a lot of goodies. Oh, chai. Hello, man.
A very, very intelligent question. Let me say, we were invited by the local government chairman. The local government actually initiated the invitation for us to see. I mean, I can also understand why he did that, because I mean, if you live in Enugu and you've been listening to the about 3 different major stations had run programs called killings and the riots. There's a demonstration by the women. So he felt that his reputation was being tarred, and he needed to also let.
Have you? I want you to let me know in the comment section as you are listening to me right now. Have you understood what I'm talking about? Is this not an evidence that this very man has compromised, that what he's saying since the beginning of this very video is a script? Have you seen it? Let us listen to that again, because after this, I'm going to remove this very video and show you the video of what is happening in Hamufu, and then we move into the protests organized by the Biafrans in Finland for the release of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Pay attention, please. Very important.
Concerning these issues of killings. And because, I mean, if you live in Enugu, also understand what actually initiated. All right, your question is in order. A very, very intelligent question. Let me say, we were invited by the local government chairman. The local government actually initiated the invitation for us to see. I mean, I can also understand why he did that, because I mean, if you live in Enugu and you've been listening to the about 3 different major stations had run programs concerning these issues of killings and the riots. There's a demonstration by the women. So he felt that his reputation was being tarred, and he needed to also let independent journalists to see what was going on and assess the situation themselves.
And then he invited you. And then he invited you. Isn't it? And then he invited you to come and clean his buttocks, to come and clean his butt with a script given to you, What did you assess? Where did you go? Why didn't you show us the videos and pictures of you in Ehamufu so that we may know and believe whatever you are saying here? How can an investigative journalist go for an investigation to a certain area or location without a camera, at least to take videos and pictures of him talking about the incident in that very location, and then show it on television? These are the things. Before you even come to Arise, that video must have been sent to Arise TV so that as they are asking you these questions, they will be showing you live and direct in that very location in Ehamufu. That is how investigative journalism is being done. You don't just sit in your sitting room, maybe instead of the Arise News showing us your video while you are walking around up and down in a Ehamufu, pointing hands, showing us this place is this is what happened here, this is the woman that you interviewed. Where is the video of that interview that you